Okay guys, let's talk techniques here with plexiglass. Now I'm just using a scrap piece here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some things that I've learnt that turn out pretty cool. My water splash technique works really well on plexiglass. So basically you take your paint brush, grab your paint, dip it straight into water like this, boom, and then drag it across like so. You can even add a bit more water if you want. Just however you want. Now it gives a nice streaky effect, but also you can just take some of your terps and give it a couple of sprays, and as you see it splits straight before your eyes. And now it's just a matter of letting that dry on your plexiglass, and then when you turn it over on the other side you'll get this really wonderful watery effect. So that's something you can do on the plexiglass to create texture. And then, say for example, once this is dry, I spray, say like a red, or I paint red paint over the top. When you turn it over you'll see this really cool effect. And yeah, what else you can do while your plexiglass is still wet is you can just take your finger and you can make swirl patterns to add your own style and texture as well. So you can spin it around and do whatever you want. So that just adds a bit of dynamic mark making. Okay, so now that's dry, if you want you can come over again and put more patterns or designs in it with more paint. You can add a thin layer of other colours if you want. So once again you can let that dry, and once it's dry and have it on a flat surface, the colours will look a lot better. And you can take any sort of tool and scratch into it while the paint's still wet. Because this plexiglass is still a little bit hot, it actually just dries straight away. So if you wanted to just like create some designs in it, some mark making of some sort. Now I have some gold in a bottle. It's imitation gold, but it's used. You can use it on plastics and stuff like that. And so, for example, I might want to come in and colour in some areas on top of that. I find it's nice to slowly build up the layers rather than just pack the colour on straight away, because you get more of an effect if you do it that way. And because I've had like koi fish on here, there wasn't much left of the pattern, but I'm just going to trace around some of the left bits. Okay, so I'm going to put that down onto a flat surface. Still a little bit wet, but it's drying quickly. See all the patterns and textures you get? Let's see if I can hold it to the camera a bit better. Now to make it more, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray red spray paint across the back completely, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, I was going to use red spray paint, but I've decided I'm just going to use normal acrylic red and orange paint to paint on the back. So basically I'm just taking my palette, what I've got left over from last night's painting, and then just creating a layer over the back. Now what you can find is, by doing it with a brush, you can create really nice brush marks, which will come through on the other side, as you will see when I'm done. and then you can come back and scratch over them and add, like for example, white, because this painting will probably need some white. Or if I come back and spray over the whole thing with white spray paint, it'll also lift the background a lot as well. Alright, so we'll see how that looks. So what you can do is you can come back and scrape away areas that you want to add more stuff. So I'm just using my scraper, my palette knife. And you can just scrape away patterns and designs however you want. And then you'll see it'll go straight, like it goes straight through to the back, because obviously the plastic and paint resist. So I'm going to come over again with another, say with blues, and paint in those areas that I've scraped away. And then you can see that they come through like here. Now you can draw your own images, that works really well, but also using your own stencils works brilliant. So I'm going to show you how I use my stencils to create cool effects. Okay, so I've just sprayed my goldfish stencil down onto the plexiglass, and now basically I'm going to come along and just hand colour it. And once again, what's really cool is you can do whatever pattern or design you like. So I'm not painting outside the lines, just filling in the spaces. And if you do go over the lines, you can always just, as you can see, that's just painted, and I can come back and scrape back if I want to reveal more and create more textures on the fish. So yep, so I'm going to let that dry now and work on this background. So basically all I've done is just done the water technique across the back of the fish now, and I'm just going to let that dry. So now that that's dried, I'm just going to come back and spray paint red over the top, over the back, just to show you what a cool effect you can get with this water technique. So as you can see by the water splash technique, it turned out really good as the background. So give it a go. Well, here's one of my new ones that I made today. It's called the Soulfish, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. The colour, what you see, is actually on the other side, and then I've just sprayed the stencil on this side. And I'm just going to write something I thought around here about it, which I thought would look pretty cool, but I'm really happy with how that turned out. Also happy with this one, and I guess the light isn't so good, but really love these colours. Because I'm fascinated with icons and iconology, I did Madonna and Child, and I'm pretty happy with how that turned out actually. So that's that.